Jazakallah khairan.
You want me? Questions?
Fadl, any other questions from the brothers here? I'm sorry?
May I ask off-topic questions?
Fadl.
So let's say you have family members and they're always in need of money, like for something. The reason they're in need of money is because they're bad business person. Should you always like what's the limit of that always like supporting them?
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Bad, you have family members who are always in financial difficulty. And the family members mismanage money. To what limit should you support them and help them out? Help out your brother. The Prophet tells us whether he's a wrongdoer or whether he's being wronged. So if you know bailing him out is only going to make him more irresponsible, don't bail him out. But if you know or you feel that your family member is regretful, I really feel bad this time. I really messed up. I know. I'm going to change. But right now, I really need you to help me out. Give him the sadaqah. But if you feel they're not going to appreciate it and going to keep gambling and, wasting and being irresponsible, tough love. I can't bail you out, son. Sorry. What do you mean you can't bail me out? Not this time. That's the only way they're going to learn. Wallahu musta'an.
MS from London, UK. When praying Isha prayer behind the Imam, does his recitation of Surah Fatiha suffice for the people behind him? What's obligatory on me to recite behind the Imam?
What's obligatory upon you to recite behind the Imam and Surah Al-Isha and other Salat Al-Isha and other prayers? Summarized answer is that keep silent when the Imam is reciting out loud, inshallah. As far as the detailed answer, then there's a very, very momentous discussion. Al-Qira'atu khalf al-Imam. It's well known among the ulama as Mas'alatul Qira'ati khalf al-Imam. What should you, can you recite behind the Imam? Out loud prayers, silent prayers, third, fourth rak'ah, only the Fatiha. Can you recite the Fatiha before his Fatiha, with his Fatiha? That's a very long, long, long discussion among the ulama of Islam. Inshallah ta'ala, you're praying behind the Imam, the first two rak'ah of Isha, وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا, اقرأ بِسْمِ رَبِّكَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ, etc. You keep silent behind the Imam. Third, fourth rak'ah, recite the Fatiha to yourself. Wallahu alam.
HG, Fontana, California. I seem to have a fear of studying, and it's almost impossible for me to do anything productive. Any advice?
A person has a fear of studying and it seems impossible to do anything productive. Any advice? It's from Shaitan, for sure. Absolutely. 100%. It was West. Shaitan wants you to be miserable, sad. He wants you to be a loser. He wants you to be depressed and down and out. You have to seek Allah's refuge. You have to seek Allah's protection. And you have to protect your ears from listening to any of his doubts and his whispers. And I would advise you to get the proper Islamic therapy for waswas. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
AN from the District of Columbia. Can you keep in touch with a non-mahram who is like an aunt to you, culture-wise?
Keeping in contact with a non-mahram woman who's like an aunt to you, culture-wise. It depends on what you mean by keeping in contact. She lives on your mother's block. When you go to visit your mother, you say hi to her. Hey, how you doing? All right? طيب. I brought you guys some fruits and vegetables. I brought you some dates. I brought you some Zamzam water. You drop it off on the porch. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, these are your kids. خيرا. As long as you're not alone with her, just you and her, you're not touching her. You can't hug her. You can't shake her. She can't give you a hug. She can't squeeze your cheeks. La, she's not your aunt. She can't say what big, strong man you've become. I remember when you were this small. I remember when your mother was pregnant with you. La. So if you mean you being respectful, that's one thing. There's nothing wrong with speaking to a non-mahram woman with the proper boundaries. As far as you traveling alone with her, no. Can you take me on Umrah, son? Can you, nephew? Can you? My car is broke down. Can you give me a ride? Can you take me here? Blah 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 blah. That's a different story. You know, she wants to give you a hug. She's crying. She's sad. That's a different story. So you can't have the relationship as a blood aunt. But there's no prohibition of you being respectful and kind. She watched you grow up as if she's your aunt. She's a family friend. You give her charity. You help her out. You shovel her sidewalk when it's snowing. You rake her leaves for her. Tayyib, that's a reward. It's sadaqah. And you don't have to be extreme in which, I can't speak to you. I can't, everything. But touching, hugging, kissing, seclusion, traveling, no. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
Bronx, New York. Is it hypocrisy to stop in supererogatory deeds you would usually do if you got sick, but you still complete the fund?
Is it hypocrisy to stop in supererogatory deeds that you used to do because you got sick, but you still do the fard? If you used to do those good deeds, do them. What's stopping you? Is it low faith, weak faith? All right, you need to regain the faith that you lost. Inshallah. Wallahu alam.
MS, London, UK. If I travel to a different country and stay at a hotel...
Can you close the door, Sahid, please? Fadal.
If I travel to a different country and stay at a hotel for 7 to 8 days, can I combine prayers? How solid is the 4+ day rule?
You, tayyib. 7 to 8 days, if you want to combine your salat, fadal. That's your choice. It's your personal preference. Solid is a subjective term. Solid to one man is what? Weak to another. If you're an independent student of knowledge, you determine what's solid. If you're a blind follower, then that's clearly problematic, right? But it depends on why you're staying there for 7 to 8 days. Are you staying there intentionally for that duration of time? Or you're in the limbo, you don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, if you don't have all of the knowledge and the details, stick with the precautionary ruling. Wallahu alam.
KB, Montreal, Canada. Recently, I've been feeling increasingly heedless of Allah. Whenever I try to remember Him, I find myself forgetting a few seconds later without any exaggeration.
Person is heedless from Allah. Whenever they try to remember Allah, they forget a few seconds later, etc. That's also waswas. You have to seek Allah's refuge and protection from waswas.
MD, Minnesota. If a illah causes a hadith to not be sahih, how are the illah of sahih in Sahih Muslim?
Question says, if an illah causes a hadith not to be sahih, what about the illah of Sahih Muslim? It's a simple answer. If there's a hadith in which there's an illah, that illah prevents the hadith from being sound, regardless of where that hadith is collected. None of that matters. Bukhari, Muslim, Malik's, Muwatta, etc. Is there an illah in this hadith in Sahih Muslim? Are there? That's a different discussion. But for argument's sake, hadith to be sound must fulfill those conditions. If it fails to fulfill those conditions, that hadith is weak, regardless where it is collected. Period. Wallahu alam.
Anwar Safia, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
KB, Montreal, Canada. What is the best way to approach a sister for marriage in a manner that is allowed and respectful without coming across as too cold?
What's the best way to approach a sister in a respectful manner and in a loud manner without coming across as being what?
Too cold.
Too cold. That depends on the culture. Al-adatu muhakkama, on the culture. In this culture, brothers, we was just in Minnesota, they were telling you know, you can't go to the father. You go to the father with in between Only after you and the girl have discussed everything. You and the girl have talked, have discussed everything, then you go to this brother, this uncle who goes to the father. And if you go directly to the father for permission first, the father would say, I don't have the time to, chaperone you guys. You guys got to what? Figure it out. Other cultures, maybe the exact opposite. So it depends on the culture. So therefore, if you're living in a place in which you can respectfully approach your sister without staring at her, lusting off her, salam alaikum, look, I'm trying to get married. What's up? It's my digits. DM me. Bismillah. It's that simple. She's either going to say what? Yes or no. Right? If you send your sister, ask sister Fulana, whatever, however you, don't forget, that which cannot be caught, the fish that cannot be caught by a hook may be caught by what? By a net. Right? Wallahu alam.
Amen. London, UK. During sujood, when the imam raises his head and says, Allahu Akbar, can I finish off my sentence or my dua and raise my head, or should I immediately follow the imam at all times?
You follow the imam. When the imam has moved, he says Allahu Akbar, you move. Your actions and statements are insignificant.
AK, St. Louis, Missouri. Salaam alaikum, Mufti. What's the best way to deal with people who make fun of you and your physical appearance? Despite the saying, sticks and stones, etc., it sometimes hurts.
I'll tell you. People who make fun of your physical appearance. Well, there lies no doubt. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That's what we're taught when we were younger, preschool, kindergarten. And they're basically telling you that you shouldn't allow it to hurt you. Don't feed into it. Don't allow it to hurt you to get to you. But we all know that words hurt worse than sticks and stones. That's a fact. Your wife, she tells you something, she disrespects you, that hurts 10 times worse than a grown man sucker punching you. That's a fact. All right? So words do hurt. What I would do, and Allah knows best, if they're Muslim, you give them advice to fear Allah, taqillah. And you avoid that person. You stay far away from that person. If you can't avoid that person, they keep following you, they keep harassing you, you can't ignore them, then the best way to fight is what? Fire is what? Well, fire. So if I got a big head, you got a such and such. If I'm this, then what? They're not perfect. Somehow you got to hit them back. You got to give them a taste of what it feels like to be insulted. And from the fiqh of a bully is that if a bully steals your milk money and punches you, you got to steal his whole lunch and hit him upside the head with the food tray, or worse than that. You got to do 3 times dhulm to him for him to get it. Don't mess with him. He's crazy. This little small, skinny, puny kid that the bully keeps picking on, you got to what? Think outside of the box. You got to do some serious damage to the bully. Like, I'm talking damage. You get suspended, you get in trouble. I can tell you a story in school. I don't know if I should say it on a live stream or not. It might be too graphic of my childhood. Ever since then, I had what? No problems. You got to get the message across, leave him alone. That's the only way. That's right. That's right. So if somebody says something about you, you got to insult them what? Maybe 10 times worse. We're like, whoa, what did you just say? That's right. Peace. Right? Wallahu alam. Allahumma musta'an. Then we will have what? Peace. Wallahu alam.
ZH, Chicago, Illinois.
Tayyib. Ahmed. No, Mahad, this question is for you. The country of Nepal. What countries does it border? India, good. Towards what direction?
South.
That's a guess, or are you sure? Muzammin. South, east, or southwest?
Southwest.
All right, Tayyib, next. Quickly.
China.
China to what direction?
North.
You can't be guessing. North what? Muzammin?
Northeast.
Northeast. Opposite direction. All right, got a few more countries and borders.
Pakistan.
Tight, we'll stop. No way. Pakistan's on the other side of India, bro. India, Pakistan, India, Nepal is going this way.
Oh, you're talking Nepal.
And we said that, right? طيب تفضل.
ZH, Chicago, Illinois. Mufti, please explain the definition of ihsan in Hadith of Jibril. Is it two levels of ihsan, or is it the second phrase and elaboration on the first?
Ihsan is meaning itqan here, perfection of Allah's worship, the mastery, the ultimate sharpness of ibadah. It's you to worship Allah as though you see Him. Wallahu alam.
AR, Noor. MA, London, UK. When is that short window of time during Friday when du'as are accepted?
There's many views concerning Sa'atul Ijabah. Many views. Some say it's before Asr. Some say it's when the Imam is between the Salah and the Khutbah. There are many views. Wallahu alam. Many opinions of the scholars concerning that. You make dua all Friday, from morning up until Maghrib, inshallah. Wallahu alam. Khair, inshallah. No more questions. We will stop here tonight. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا وإمامنا محمد جزاكم الله خيرا.